Praise the Lord, my soul. Lord my God, you are very great. You are clothed with splendor and majesty. You know, as we're doing our Wednesday in the Word, the Word is so alive and so awesome. And as we look into the revelation of the writer of the book of Psalms, each psalm, many with different writers, but Psalms 104, we look at that and we begin to see the revelation of the God who is a creator, the creator. This psalmist was totally in line with that God was the source of all things, the core. Starts off, praise the Lord, my soul. Lord, my God, you are very great. You are clothed with splendor and majesty. The Lord wraps himself in light as with a garment. He stretches out the heavens like a tent and lays the beams of his upper chambers on their waters. He makes the clouds his chariot and rides the wings of the wind. He makes winds his messengers, flames of fire his servants. He set the earth on its foundation. It can never be moved. It's interesting because so many times we look at Genesis as the book that describes how everything came to be, and yet the psalmist rehashes that and brings it all back to life, and he begins to talk about the parameters, how he covered the water with the garment, and at his rebuke the waters fled, and by the sound of your thunder they took to flight, they flowed, and they went to where you assigned them. You set a boundary that they could not cross. The creation story is retold here, and it talks about how God is the provider, how he gives water to the beasts of the field. The wild donkeys quench their thirst. The birds of the sky nest by the waters. They sing among the branches. He not only talks about the creation, but he talks about the interaction that God has woven into creation. As you begin to look at the incredible interaction and the interweaving in all things in the world, you begin to see there is an incredible creator who put his stamp on this world and this place. That this world that we live in didn't just happen by chance. That he created it, and he continues to perpetuate it. He continues to make it flow. It says, verse 14 talks about he makes grass grow for the cattle and plants for people to cultivate, brings forth food from the earth. And it talks about the trees of the Lord are well watered. The birds make their nests. The stork has its homes. The junipers, the high mountains belong to the wild goats. He begins to flesh out how everything fits so well, and yet it's because of God. In verse 24 says, how many are your works, Lord? In wisdom you made them all. In other words, there was not anything made that he did not make. He made them all. The earth is full of your creatures. There's a sea, vast and spacious, teeming with creatures beyond number, living both large and small, that he made. Verse 27, it says, all creatures look to you to give them their food at the proper time. When you give it to them, they gather it up. When you open your hand, they are satisfied with good things. As the creatures in the wild look to God for their sustenance, we also, as his believers, as his followers, can look to him because he is our provider. He is our provider. It says that they are satisfied with good things. But he goes on, he says, when you hide their face, they're terrified. When you take away their breath, they die and return to the dust. Wow. And he goes on and he's rejoicing in the Creator. He says, may the glory of the Lord endure forever. May the Lord rejoice in his works. He says, I will sing to the Lord all my life. I will sing praise to my God as long as I live. May my meditation be pleasing to him as I rejoice in the Lord. But may sinners vanish from the earth and the wicked be no more. It's funny. As he looks across the valley and across the plains, and he looks at the mountains, or when he's on the mountains, he's looking down from the mountains. He marvels at the majesty of God. I know on many of my trips, motorcycle trips and stuff, as you're coming along and you come to, remember the Grand Tetons? I came out of the bottom of Yellowstone and I'm coming, and the Grand Tetons, the difference between them and many other mountains is there are no foothills really. It goes from plain to majestic mountain. And I remember coming across there, and there's a lake there, and then you see the mountains. And I said to myself, I said, wow, those are grand. Those are awesome. Those are incredible. God, you are so amazing. You begin to recognize the Creator, and you begin to be awed by his creation, and the Creator is greater than the creation. And the Creator created you and wants to have a relationship with you. You are special. You are special. That he shaped and formed you in your mother's womb, and he made you in his image, and that you are a special being, made just how he wanted to form you, special. And so many times we struggle with so many things that we don't like about ourselves, or about this or that. And at some point we need to say, you know what, God, thank you for creating me. God, I don't know why you made me this way, but I know you did it for a reason, and that you love me, and that you're the creator of all things. And so many of you've created so that I could enjoy them and be blessed in them. So, this afternoon, as the sun is shining and it's not super warm, find a good window, sit by the window and think, man, God, and you look out across the trees and it looks barren and dead. But in his time, the warmth and the sun and the rain will come, and it'll all spring back to life. And I don't know, sometimes in our lives, we have that same kind of thing, that barrenness. We feel like there's a barrenness in our life, that we're going through a dry and maybe a hard season. But as long as we remain faithful, the Creator is able to bring back to life the things that appear to be dead, whether it's in nature or in your life. So, hey, thanks for being a part of Wednesday in the Word, and we are looking forward to seeing you on Sunday, and we'll be in 2 Timothy chapter 2.